Hey everybody, welcome to today's practice. This is day 14 of our year of yoga, and we're just starting in the easy pose today. And as we bring our hands to our heart center, let's just set an intention for our practice or for our day. Today's practice is not so much about flow, it's more about showing you guys how to do some of the asanas so that you can add them to your daily life and understand a little bit more about the benefits of each pose. If you have a cushion, feel free to pop a cushion under your sit bones to the hips a little bit higher, and it allows you to elongate the spine even further. This may be more comfortable for you, so moving forward, if you want to always have a cushion on hand, then I highly recommend that. Just taking a couple of rounds of breath here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we're just going into this seated twisted pose. Taking left hand to right knee, right hand goes to the ground behind the hips. We're taking our gaze over that back shoulder, coming back to realign at center and then twisting in the opposite direction. This pose is amazing for digestion and metabolism, also for getting that beautiful twist in the spine, so we're getting to stretch through the vertebra. And we want to make sure that we're maintaining our pranayama, our breath work through these poses. Breath work is really where it began. And that's where we need it to begin in our practice before moving to the physical body. Okay, so feel free to keep the cushion under the sit bones as we move into butterfly pose. The soles of the feet come together, the heels tuck in towards the pelvis, and we interlace the fingers around our feet as we pull up. If you have two cushions, you are more than welcome to pop them under the knees if that's comfortable for you. So just imagine I've got two cushions here, and you can wiggle your legs if you like, if that feels good. Otherwise, just closing down the eyes or staring into the distance, straight arms, straight back. Imagine someone is pulling us from the crown up towards the ceiling, and we're pushing the knees away from our head towards the earth. This pose is great for unlocking the hips and any tension and tightness around our hips and our pelvis, where we store a lot of emotion. Often if we're sitting down a lot during our day, we can get really tight in our hip flexors. And just moving into a tabletop position, making sure the wrists are under the shoulders, fingers are spread as we come into our cat-cow pose. So inhaling, taking our gaze either straight or towards the ceiling, and then exhaling into cat pose as we round out the spine. We don't have to be forceful in this pose. This is just a great one to get some mobility happening through the spine. And just moving in flow with your breath. Tucking the toes into downward facing dog, and then just walking the feet up to meet the hands. I'm just going to come to the side of my mat so I'm facing you guys, but you can stay at the top of your mat. And we're coming into Tadasana. So feet shoulder width apart, maybe lifting the toes and then placing them back down on the earth. So we're finding connection with the mat, with the ground, with earth, source energy. Chest is high and raised, shoulders are back and down, fingertips are spread. And then we're just going to go into tree pose. So grounding down through our left leg, finding some balance. Hands to heart in prayer position, or they can come up above our head. Arms are by our ears. And just taking the gaze, focusing on something that's not moving in the distance so that you find that balance. Finding some stability through that left leg that's grounded down through the earth. And then coming back to Tadasana before we change over to the other side. So just reconnecting with self here. And then bringing the left leg up. If this is enough for you, having your foot on your calf muscle, that's fine. Otherwise, bringing the foot up into the inner thigh. We never have it on the knee. We don't want to force or push our knee out of alignment. So just making sure you're always pulling that foot up towards the groin. And then raising the arms high above the head in prayer position. Arms are by our ears. Remember to smile in this practice. Sometimes I get so caught up in my head, I forget to just let go and surrender and smile and relax. I'm always thinking about that next move, so it's important to come back to the present moment. And then just coming back to Tadasana. And then placing the hands on the hip, we're just going to walk the feet out. And the back foot is going to go on a slight 45-degree angle, and the right foot is going to point forwards. I'm going to go into this triangle pose, so shifting the body forward. Right leg's forward, left leg is back. Right arm comes down to meet the right leg, and then the left arm goes straight up towards the sky. And our gaze is going beyond our fingertips. This is a beautiful stretch, again, to help digestion, but also create space between our vertebrae and allowing our discs to breathe a little bit, and our spine and our ribs. It allows the oxygen and the blood to flow more efficiently around our body and particularly our lower back. Coming to the other side now, just getting your footwork positioned, shifting the body forward. We've now got the right leg back, left leg forward. Both legs are straight. I probably could have gone a little bit wider with my legs in this pose. And your chest is going to want to shift forward. So making sure we're opening that up as wide as we can towards the sky. Hands back on hips, and we're just going to come down into a seated position. So just slowly taking your time to come down. And coming into our final resting pose, which is Shavasana.